day with so much ceremony begins, with birds, with bells, with whistles from a factory. Such white gold skies our eyes first open on, such brilliant walls, that for a moment we wonder, where is the music coming from, the energy?
You are listening to the voice of Elizabeth Bishop, reading from her book, North and South, a page from this afternoon's edition of Anthology. This is Fleetwood. Every Sunday at 3, WNBC, in conjunction with the Poetry Center of the YW and YMHA, 92nd Street and Lexington Avenue, brings you Anthology, a selection of readings from poets, past and present, and the music to accompany their poetry. Our guests today, Mr. Tom Weatherly, and by transcription, Elizabeth Bishop. This has been a week of homecoming for your anthology annotator. Homecoming from an extended hiatus on Music Through the Night, and homecoming from a brief week's hiatus for our Sunday program of poetry. Thank you so much for all your kind letters in respect to both programs. One I particularly enjoyed was addressed to Anthology from a listener in Philadelphia. She wrote to say she had enjoyed WNBC's colorful European travelogue, which ended last Sunday evening. Her poetic P.S. was of a more personal nature. We have a poem we enjoy, although as readers we are lacking. The lines that scan the metered phrases always take us sad shellacking. So, since we cannot read this verse, and no one else we know could, we now have turned to you for help, quite confident that Fleetwood. Well, it's a long way between would and could, not to mention should. But since the poem in question is a great favorite of mine, and since it also deals with a homecoming, perhaps this will be a pleasant task for all concerned. This is My Lost Youth by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The music is from Jerome Kern's Mark Twain Suite. Often I think of the beautiful town that is seated by the sea. Often in thought go up and down the pleasant streets of that dear old town, and my youth comes back to me. And a verse of a Lapland song is haunting my memory still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. I can see the shadowy lines of its trees, and catch in sudden gleams the sheens of the far surrounding seas, and islands that were the Hesperides of all my boyish dreams. And the burden of that old song, it murmurs and whispers still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. I remember the black wharves and the slips and the sea tides tossing free, and Spanish sailors with bearded lips, and the beauty and mystery of the ships and the magic of the sea. And the voice of the wayward song is singing and saying still, a boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. I remember the bulwarks by the shore, and the fort upon the hill, the sunrise gun with its hollow roar, the drumbeat repeating o'er and o'er, and the bugle wild and shrill. And the music of that old song throbs in my memory still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. I remember the sea fight far away, how it thundered o'er the tide, and the dead captains as they lay in their graves overlooking the tranquil bay, where they in battle died. And the sound of that mournful song goes through me with a thrill. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. I can see the breezy dome of groves, the shadows of Deering's woods, and the friendships old, and early loves come back with a Sabbath sound as of doves in quiet neighborhoods. And the verse of that sweet old song, it flutters and murmurs still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. I remember the gleams and glooms that dart across the schoolboy's brain, the song and the silence in the heart that in part are prophecies and in part are longings wild and vain. And the voice of that fitful song sings on and is never still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. There are things of which I may not speak. There are dreams that cannot die. There are thoughts that make the strong heart weak and bring a pallor into the cheek and a mist before the eye. And the words of that fatal song come over me like a chill. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. Strange to me now are the forms I meet when I visit that dear old town. The native air is pure and sweet, and the trees that o'ershadow each well-known street, as they balance up and down, are singing the beautiful song, are sighing and whispering still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. And Deering's woods are fresh and fair, and with joy that is almost pain, my heart goes back to wander there, and among the dreams of that days that were, I find my lost youth again. And the strange and beautiful song, the groves are repeating it still. A boy's will is the wind's will, and the thoughts of youth are long, long thoughts. From a poem with a real down-east flavor to a poet born in Worcester, Massachusetts in 1911. Her first book of poetry appeared in the anthology Trial Balances, and subsequently in such publications as New Directions, Partisan Review, and The New Yorker. North and South, published in 1946 as the result of a Houghton Mifflin Fellowship, placed her at once in the forefront of younger American poets. This afternoon, we're to hear Elizabeth Bishop read 3 selections from North and South. We'll hear Anaphora, Late Air, and The Fish.
Each day with so much ceremony begins with birds, with bells, with whistles from a factory. Such white gold skies our eyes first open on, such brilliant walls, that for a moment we wonder, where is the music coming from, the energy? The day was meant for what ineffable creature we must have missed. Oh, promptly he appears and takes his earthly nature instantly falls, victim of long intrigue, assuming memory and mortal fatigue. More slowly falling into sight and showering into stippled faces, darkening, condensing all his light. In spite of all the dreaming squandered upon him with that look, suffers our uses and abuses, sinks through the drift of bodies, sinks through the drift of classes, to evening, to the beggar in the park, who, weary without lamp or book, prepares stupendous studies, the fiery event of every day in endless ascent. From a magician's midnight sleeve, the radio singers distribute all their love songs over the dew-wet lawns, and like a fortune teller's, their marrow-piercing guesses are whatever you believe. But on the Navy Yard aerial, I find better witnesses for love on summer nights. 5 remote red lights, phoenixes burning quietly, where the dew cannot climb. I caught a tremendous fish and held him beside the boat half out of water, with my hook fast in the corner of his mouth. He didn't fight. He hadn't fought at all. He hung a grunting weight, battered and venerable and homely. Here and there his brown skin hung in strips like ancient wallpaper, and its pattern of darker brown was like wallpaper. Shapes like full-blown roses, stained and lost through age. He was speckled with barnacles, fine rosettes of lime, and infested with tiny white sea lice, and underneath 2 or 3 rags of green weed hung down. While his gills were breathing in the terrible oxygen, frightening gills, fresh and crisp with blood that can cut so badly, I thought of the coarse white flesh packed in like feathers, the big bones and the little bones, the dramatic reds and blacks of his shiny entrails, and the pink swim bladder like a big peony. I looked into his eyes, which were far larger than mine, but shallower and yellowed, the irises backed and packed with tarnished tinfoil, seen through lenses of old scratched isinglass. They shifted a little, but not to return my stare. It was more like the tipping of an object toward the light. I admired his sullen face, the mechanism of his jaw, and then I saw that from his lower lip, if you could call it a lip, grim, wet, and weapon-like, hung 5 old pieces of fish line, or 4, and a wire leader with the swivel still attached, with all their 5 big hooks grown firmly in his mouth. A green line frayed at the end where he broke it, 2 heavier lines, and a fine black thread still crimped from the strain and snap when it broke and he got away. Like nettles with their ribbons frayed and wavering, the 5-haired beard of wisdom trailing from his aching jaw. I stared and stared, and victory filled up the little rented boat. From the pool of bilge where oil had spread a rainbow around the rusted engine, to the bailer rusted orange, the sun-cracked thwarts, the oarlocks on their strings, the gunnels, until everything was rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. And I let the fish go.
Elizabeth Bishop, reading from her book, North and South, is perhaps the only poet alive or dead for whom I could honestly say a kind word. This is not because, as may be suspected, he is my friend, but because I was born with an inbuilt aversion to anything that is long hair. Weatherly has no hair at all, and therefore is my kind of poet. The men who mold the poems and plays, the paintings and pastorals of human art, are almost always totally bald. Show me a man who needs a haircut, and I'll prove him a hack, Professor Albert Einstein and Beethoven notwithstanding. Show me a man who can comb his hair with a damp cloth, and I'll show you an artist. Tom, a point of order. It seems to me Mr. Bolton is making quite a sweeping statement.
Stay tuned for Nero Wolfe, which follows transcribed in 30 seconds. What's on the menu at Duffy's Tavern tonight? Well, there's a full serving of laughs with Archie the manager, played by Ed Gardner, and his unpredictable friends, Miss Duffy, Clifton Finnegan, and Eddie the waiter. It's Duffy's Tavern later this evening over most of these NBC stations. And this Sunday, the big show comes your way once again with Bob Hope, Jimmy Durante, Perry Como, Jose Ferrer, Mindy Carson, Eddie Cantor, Meredith Wilson and his orchestra, and many, many more. And, of course, your MC once again will be Tallulah Bankhead. That's this Sunday for the big show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we take you to the most famous brownstone house in New York City, the one located at number 601 West 35th Street.
Oh, Mr. Wolfe. Mr. Wolfe.
Want something, Archie?
Would you be interested in taking on a case involving a woman who was found stabbed to death in one of New York's fancier men's clubs?
Can't you see I'm already occupied, Archie? My Oncidium hybrid is ailing.
But, sir, cash. C-A-S-H. Remember, you need it to live on?
Well, you're actually learning to spell.
You'd better learn to count. We're broke.
Thank you, Mr. Goodwin. Now, if you'll just go away and stop interfering. Oh, just a minute.
Yes, sir?
On your way out, switch on the fan.
ladies and gentlemen, it's that one and only man of moods, the most famous detective in modern fiction, that corpulent, orchid-raising, beer-drinking gourmet who also happens to be a genius. Rex Stout's incomparable Nero Wolfe, starring Mr. Sidney Greenstreet. Tonight, Nero Wolfe's long-suffering assistant, Archie Goodwin, tells us of the case of the careless cleaner.
We didn't know Clay Michelson very well at the time, though Mr. Wolfe had hung one of the Michelsons' paintings on the library wall. But then I guess we should have considered ourselves lucky not to have known him or his wife, Phila. 2 weeks ago, they had a quarrel.
Oh, Clay, darling, I didn't expect you home so soon. I thought you were going to the museum to see the Van Goghs.
I decided not to, Phila.
Oh. Well, if you plan to paint this afternoon, I'll get out of the studio. I want to run some errands anyway.
Why don't you make your phone call from here, Phila?
Phone call?
Who is he, Phila?
He?
Who were you waiting for this afternoon?
Please, Clay, don't start that jealousy routine again.
Don't try to kid me.
You're being stupid, Clay.
I'm stupid, all right, but I'm getting wise pretty fast. I'm through, Phila. I've had enough. I'm leaving you. So stay out of my way and keep your boyfriend out of my way, too, whoever he is, or I'll kill him.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Sleepy. I want to have a drink and go to bed.
I'm sorry, sir. The Garrison Club's a private establishment. No rooms available to the public.
You think I'm drunk?
Oh, no, sir.
Why do you suppose I came here?
And I'm sure I wouldn't know, sir.
I'll tell you why. I came here to see my old pal Lou Saunders. That's why.
You know Mr. Saunders.
Do I know? Look, I paint him. Lou sells him.
Mr. Saunders is your agent?
I'm Clay Michelson. Just call Mr. Saunders.
Clay, what in the world?
Lou, tell this guy who I am.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Saunders.
It's all right, Mr. Martin.
You see? Let's go have a drink.
Yeah, sure, Clay. Yeah.
You know what, Lou? I left Phila. I walked out on her.
Is there something I can do, Mr. Saunders?
Yeah, have someone fix a bed in the other room of my suite. Mr. Michelson will be staying with me. At least for tonight.
Mr. Wolfe,
Yes, Archie?
it's Friday.
Good. Fish for dinner, then.
Nope, I was not referring to dinner.
You were not? I can think of nothing more interesting at the moment.
Oh, I can. My salary.
Of course, according to the Julian calendar.
We're on the Gregorian, so let's stick to it. Today is Friday. Today I get paid.
Archie, there's a draft.
Oh, don't exaggerate. You can't be getting the cold shutters just because I'm asking for my money.
I can distinctly feel fresh air flowing into the room.
Well, it's possible I might have opened a window 6 inches.
You're insane. Shut it at once.
Nope.
Are you trying to blackmail me?
You think it might work?
Never.
Then the window stays open.
You're fired.
I accept your offer. All you have to do is pay up.
I've hired you again.
Oh, Mr. Wolfe, you've cleaned out the bank balance again?
Well, that is... Well, had you seen those Miltonians...
Would I have voluntarily given up my paycheck for them? Orchids are very beautiful, Mr. Wolfe, but blondes are...
The door, Archie.
I am unemployed.
Found you'd maybe a client, and if it is, and we can extract the fee. You follow me, Archie?
I'm already on my way to the door.
Mr. Wolfe, I've got to see him at once.
Well, come in.
Thank you.
Mr. Wolfe, this is...
My name is Saunders, Mr. Wolfe. We've met before.
Yes, I remember. As a matter of fact, you sold me a painting of Michelson.
Yes, well, that's why I'm here. It's about Michelson, Mr. Wolfe, that I've come. Frankly, I think the man's about to go mad. He and his wife have split up, and
Such a splendid artist, too. A pity.
I don't know what to do. He's drinking like a fish. For 2 weeks, I've been letting him live in part of my suite at the Garrison Club, but he's just steadily getting worse.
I try a hospital.
I can't. The publicity. Mr. Wolfe, Clay admired you so that time we all had dinner after the painting transaction. I thought maybe you could talk to him. Maybe you could get him on his feet again.
I'm not a doctor, Mr. Saunders.
But I'm sure he'd listen to you.
Excuse me a moment, Mr. Saunders. Here, Wolf speaking.
Inspector Kramer.
Good evening, Inspector.
Got a guy called Lou Saunders at your place? Garrison Club said he'd gone to your place.
Yes, he's here.
Well, see to it that he doesn't leave until I get there.
I'd hardly do that, Inspector. I have no reason to detain Mr. Saunders.
There's plenty of reason. It so happens a woman's just been murdered in his suite.
Murdered?
Yeah. A Miss Hilda Lundgren.
What's happened?
Now will you hold him?
Do you know a Miss Hilda Lundgren, Saunders?
Hilda Lundgren? I've never heard of her.
She seems to have chosen your suite to be murdered in.
I'd better get right over there.
Mr. Saunders says to tell you he'll be right over, Inspector.
Now listen, Wolf.
Good day, Inspector.
Murdered? Murdered in my suite? Mr. Wolf, you've got to come with me.
Mr. Goodwin will accompany you after the formality of a retainer, Mr. Saunders.
Oh, anything you say. Here, I'll write a check.
Good. 500.
500? Fine.
My friend and assistant, Mr. Goodwin, will go with you. I have great confidence in his ability to bring back every detail of a murder, particularly where a woman's involved.
Okay, you photographers, picnic's over for tonight. Pick up your stuff and get out of here.
You sound real mean today, Inspector Kramer.
Well, if it isn't Nero Wolf's favorite stooge. What are you doing here, Goodwin?
I got bored with my knitting.
Look, I wasn't asking for humor.
I'm Louis Saunders, Inspector.
Saunders? Ever seen that woman before?
Yes, I believe I have. I can't remember where, but the face looks familiar.
Lovely-looking woman. Blonde and really built.
Well, she ought to look familiar. She's one of the cleaning women here at the club.
She is? Cleaning? Well, since when have gals like this been reduced to cleaning floors? What's happening to the world? There ought to be a law.
Yeah, there is. She was killed with a knife, or haven't you had time to notice?
That's not a knife, Inspector Kramer. That's one of Clay's Chinese letter openers.
What was that?
Well, nothing. Nothing at all. Yes, it is a strange knife.
What were you saying, Mr. Saunders?
Just said that looked like one of the letter openers belonging to one of my friends.
Who is this Clay?
Clay Michelson, the artist. But you can't possibly think he'd do a thing like this.
I think everybody did it until we know otherwise. When were you last up here, Mr. Saunders?
Me? Why, just a little while ago. I changed my clothes just before I went to see Mr. Wolf.
She wasn't here then?
Well, I don't know. I didn't come into this room, just in my part of the suite.
Your part? Who occupies this room?
Mr. Michelson. He's been staying with me.
Strange wound, no blood.
What do you think you are, Goodwin, a medical examiner?
Oh, but
Yeah. The killer probably wiped the blood away. Saunders, have you any idea where your artist friend might have run off to?
I haven't seen Clay all afternoon. He spends a lot of time down in the bar.
Well, he'd hardly sit in a bar if he's killed somebody.
Why would he pick on the cleaning woman?
Oh, this is no ordinary cleaning woman. Get a load of that figure.
Watch it, Goodwin, watch it. You're liable to stretch your brain.
But you're wrong. In spite of everything, Clay's still terribly in love with his wife. He wouldn't...
Hello, Lou. When did you get in?
Yeah, who's this?
Clay.
We're your friends, Lou. They won't serve me any more liquor down at the bar. I gotta find my flask.
Mr. Michelson, may I introduce you to Inspector Kramer of the police?
Who's this guy, Lou?
He's Nero Wolf's assistant.
Wolf? Police? Well, what do you all want? Somebody park overtime? Where's my flask? The one with my initials. I just bought it this morning.
Mr. Michelson, do you know that somebody was murdered here in your room?
Murdered? Why don't you guys go away and joke with somebody else? Where's my flask?
You better get hold of yourself. I said there's been a murder. Understand?
You serious?
Yep. And I wouldn't be surprised if Inspector Kramer here considers you top suspect.
Me? They think I did it?
You better pull yourself together, Clay.
Yeah, because I got a lot of questions.
Excuse me, the phone.
Now, sit down, Mr. Saunders. I'll answer it.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
This is Fila. Who is this?
This is Inspector Kramer. Hello? Hello? Who is Fila? Anyone know?
Well, that's my wife.
Your wife?
I want to speak to her.
Come back here, Michelson. Let me alone. You're not going anywhere. Now, stay back there.
You're wrong, Inspector. I am going somewhere.
Junior's got a gun.
Yes, Inspector. You should be more careful about your gun when you shove people.
Now, look, Mr. Michelson,
I'll see Mr. Wolf myself. Stay back, Inspector.
You haven't got a chance. We'll nab you before you get a block away.
Well, then I'll just jerk these phone wires. There. And I'll lock the doors. That should hold you long enough. Good night.
Yeah, Wolf speaking.
Wolf Kramer.
Indeed.
Clay Michelson may be on his way over there. Hold him until I get there.
Hold him, why?
Not more than 10 minutes ago, he held me up at the point of a gun.
He carries a gun?
It was my gun.
Careless of you, Inspector. Goodbye. Come in.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes?
My name is Clay Michelson.
Yes, I was rather expecting you.
You've got to help me. They think I murdered someone.
You shouldn't have run away from the police.
I've been drinking a lot, but I wouldn't murder anyone. Fela'd tell you that.
Your wife. Was she the model in that painting of yours I purchased?
What difference does that make? I tell you, they're after me for murder.
You obviously loved your wife deeply at the time you painted her.
Oh, here you are, Mr. Wolf. Michelson.
Clay. Good Lord, man. The police are on their way over here.
He came for my help, Mr. Saunders.
Oh, I'm glad he did, Mr. Wolf. But we left Inspector Kramer talking from a phone booth. He'll be here any minute.
And we have only a minute to decide why anyone would want to kill a cleaning woman.
I didn't kill anybody.
She was a beautiful woman, Mr. Wolf.
I gathered that, Archie, from your unusual interest in the case.
She was stabbed with a letter opener from Mr. Michelson's house.
Which might add Mrs. Michelson to our suspect list.
Fela? You can't suspect Fela.
You're very gallant, Michelson. Just how was this beautiful young cleaning woman, this Miss Lundgren, stabbed?
In the heart. Her eyes were wide open, pupils dilated with shock.
Details later, Archie. Kramer will be here shortly. The moment I would like to know where everyone was.
Well, Mr. Saunders was here with us, you remember. I don't know where Mrs. Michelson was, but I could go see her and find out.
No, it won't be necessary, Archie. Mr. Michelson, where were you?
Me? Why, I'm not sure. I can't seem to remember.
It's hardly what we would call helpful.
I was drunk. Maybe I went to Fela's. I've been over there lots this week trying to talk to her. Yes, I must have gone over there.
Have you ever seen the murdered woman before?
No, I never saw her before in my life.
I've seen her before, Mr. Wolf.
Indeed, Mr. Saunders. I seem to remember your earlier statement to the contrary.
Well, I didn't know her name, but when I saw her, I remembered her. I understand she was quite an alcoholic.
Unfortunate woman. Beautiful.
Well, look who's here, Inspector Kramer.
Oh, here you are, Michelson.
And as usual, you didn't have the courtesy to ring the bell, Inspector.
And give you a chance to get this guy out of here? Nothing doing, Wolf. Now, come on. We're going to headquarters.
Mr. Wolf, you can't let him take me. I didn't do it.
I'm afraid there's not much I can do about it, Mr. Michelson.
Come on. You come along too, Saunders. I got to get a statement from you.
Of course.
This way. Come on.
Very well.
All right.
I just got an angle.
Really, Archie?
Sure, it's simple. Saunders been going for this beautiful cleaning babe. Clay worms in. Saunders kills her.
Perhaps there was jealousy somewhere in this case, Archie. Yeah, Wolf speaking.
Mr. Wolf, this is Fela Michelson. You don't know me, but you once bought a painting from my husband. I've got to see you, Mr. Wolf. You've got to help me.
Mrs. Michelson, have some of this delicious beer. Another can, Archie. And now, Mrs. Michelson, may I ask how you found out there was a murder in the first place?
A policeman came to see me. He told me what had happened, that they were looking for Clay. I don't know what to think. He's temperamental, he's jealous, and he's sometimes violent, but I can't imagine anything like this, not Clay. Maybe some of those friends of his, but...
You don't care for your husband's friends?
No, they all live off him. They're leeches.
Mrs. Michelson, did your husband come to see you this afternoon?
This afternoon? No.
You're quite positive?
Oh, yes.
Because that was his alibi for the time of the murder. He said he went to see you. Of course, he was fuzzy, usual effect of alcohol on the brain cells, but... Mrs. Michelson, might I be a little indiscreet for a moment?
Indiscreet?
Have you been seeing some other man?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Please, Mrs. Michelson, I'm afraid your face gives away more than you tell.
I thought we were here to talk about a murder, Mr. Wolf.
Indeed, but your husband's jealousy might well fit into that category.
Clay, imagine things.
You're a very beautiful woman, Mrs. Michelson. Now, if you will try telling me the truth, perhaps we can accomplish something.
But I tell you... All right. So I thought I was in love with another man.
Your husband suspected but didn't know, huh?
No. Clay didn't know. He wouldn't have given me a divorce anyway.
You sound as though you want your husband back.
I did, but I didn't even know where he went.
Indeed, Mrs. Michelson. Archie informs me that the murdered woman was quite lovely.
What are you trying to suggest?
You said yourself you wanted your husband back.
Yeah, one woman jealous of another, that's always murder.
Why, that's stupid. Clay wouldn't play around with a maid. That's stupid. Clay loves me. I'm not jealous of anyone. No one, do you understand?
Archie, if you'll see Mrs. Michelson home...
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I can find my own way.
I'd prefer Archie took you, Mrs. Michelson. You wanted my help, didn't you? Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Michelson. If you will just wait outside for a moment, please.
What have you got in mind, Mr. Wolf?
Try exercising your own judgment just once, Archie.
You mean she's the one who's jealous?
Perhaps, Archie. Perhaps she may want us to think she was jealous. Perhaps she actually doesn't want her husband back at all, only to pin a murder on him. Oh. You see, in this case, it would be simpler than divorce.
Yeah? Yeah, she might just be trying to get rid of him.
She might, Archie. But then she's a woman, so don't count on anything. She might even be telling the truth.
This is where I live, Mr. Goodwin.
Nice. Very nice. I like Greenwich Village.
I'm trying to figure out why Mr. Wolf sent you along with me.
I'm a sucker for beautiful women.
I wonder. Archie.
Huh?
Does Mr. Wolf believe me?
He hasn't made an official statement yet. Nice furniture and things.
You sound like an appraiser or someone looking for something.
That's because it's November.
Mr. Wolf sent you to search my apartment.
You could be wrong. I don't... Oh.
What's the matter now?
Thought you said your husband hadn't been here today.
He wasn't.
And what's his flask doing among these papers on the desk? Very prettily decorated with his initials. He was looking for it at the club.
Flask? I don't know what it's doing there.
Yeah, sure. You're trying to help, Clay. Right into the electric chair.
But...
His only alibi was his being here this afternoon, and you said he wasn't. Then what is his flask doing here? He said he just bought it this morning, so he must have been here today.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's your phone?
Well, you've got things wrong. I don't know anything about that flask.
Hey, the lights... Who switched off those lights? Fila, put those lights on. Put on those lights. Oh, the lights are... Get to the lights. That flask... Gone.
Nero Wolf speaking.
Wolf, where's Fila Michelson?
Fila, perhaps you might try the lost and found, Inspector.
Now, look, I know she was over at your place.
I thought you were interested in Clay Michelson.
Well, I let him and Saunders go, for the present. They're clean until I get the medical examiner's report.
Oh, when will it be ready, by the way?
An autopsy takes time, you know that. Where's the Michelson woman?
I believe she had a date with Archie. Why do you want her?
I'm sure it never dawned on you, Wolf, but this cleaning woman who was killed was some dish. Maybe Mrs. Michelson was the jealous one.
Your thinking is beginning to bear an amazing resemblance to Archie's, Inspector.
Also, it maybe never dawned on you that Fila Michelson hasn't offered an alibi for the time of the murder.
You're right, Inspector. Yeah, you are.
Come on, Wolf, quit stalling. Where's Fila Michelson?
What? Oh, I really don't know, Inspector, but perhaps as a last resort, of course, you might try her home. Good night, Inspector. Inevitable. The moment I'm comfortable. Come in.
Mr. Wolf. Oh, thank heavens you're here.
I always am. Where's Mr. Goodman?
I don't understand how it happened. I swear I don't.
What happened?
I haven't got any idea how it got there.
Got where? Calm down, Mrs. Michelson. Now, just what got where?
Clay's new flask. Your assistant, Archie. He came home with me, and that new initial flask was there. He thinks Clay was there this afternoon, and that I'm trying to frame him or something.
Oh, here you are.
She's here, therefore.
This is our gal, Mr. Wolf. She's been lying right down the line.
I tell you, Clay wasn't there.
Then why did you give me this clout on the head and grab the evidence and run?
I didn't hit you. I ran, but I didn't hit you. And I didn't take that flask either.
Oh, next thing she'll say there wasn't any flask.
Stop gaping at Mrs. Michelson, Archie, and open the door.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Mr. Wolf, they let Clay and me go for the... Feeler, what are you doing here?
After your visit this afternoon, Mr. Saunders, she decided to come down and see me.
After my visit? What makes you think I was at Feeler's?
It was Mr. Saunders, not your husband, who came to visit you this afternoon, wasn't it, Mrs. Michelson?
I don't have anything to do with Mr. Saunders.
Then might I ask why you called him today?
I wasn't calling him. I was calling Clay.
You told me earlier yourself that you didn't know where Mr. Michelson was.
Well, all right. So what if it was Mr. Saunders who came this afternoon?
As he has for many afternoons.
What are you trying to get at, Mr. Wolf?
Saunders, he and Feeler?
Yes, Archie. Mr. Saunders, the artist's friend and agent, happens to be the one who was making a fool of the artist.
But that's all over. I told him. That's what I was talking to Mr. Saunders about this afternoon. I didn't want Clay to know. Clay would never have come back.
All right, so it was Feeler and me. I admit it, but that's not murder.
I suggest that it is, Mr. Saunders. I suggest that one of you two murdered the cleaning woman. Whichever one of you carelessly left the whiskey flask in Feeler's apartment.
This is murder, Mr. Wolf. Not a joke.
Not at all a joke. You see, our cleaning woman was not murdered by the knife found in her body. She was poisoned.
Poisoned? Not by the knife?
Poisoned. She undoubtedly drank from Michelson's flask while she was working in his room at the Garrison Club.
But she was stabbed.
True. However, Miss Lundgren was an alcoholic. Saunders mentioned that, and I checked with the club manager.
But how does that prove there was poison in the flask? That she was poisoned?
Archie, would you mind repeating your description of the dead Miss Lundgren? First, as to the wound.
Okay. There was no blood.
Someone advanced a fantastic theory about wiping the blood away. And now, Archie, the description of the body of Miss Lundgren.
I mentioned the fact that her eyes were wide open, the pupils were dilated. Hey, dilated pupils?
Yes, Archie. The lack of blood had already made me wonder about the entire affair. When you added the dilated pupils...
What's special about dilated pupils?
In death, that is a common symptom of poison by a certain vegetable drug of considerable potency.
But what was the point of stabbing her?
The poison did the job. However, the killer later used the letter knife in an effort to deceive the police. However, he unhappily forgot that the dead don't bleed.
I think you're guessing, Mr. Wolf.
Am I?
All I can say is that I was at the pool in the early afternoon.
You're very certain you were at the club pool and the murder was committed, Mr. Saunders?
Certainly. From 1 until 3.
Excuse me, please. Wolf speaking.
Inspector Kramer, medical examiner's report just came in this minute. And get a load of this, wizard. The dame didn't die of stabbing at all.
I know.
You know?
She died of drinking a fatal dose of poison known as deadly nightshade.
What? How do you know that?
Inspector, do they know what time she died?
Time? The medical examiner says 2:30.
Thank you, Inspector. Oh, incidentally, if you care to drop over here, you may pick up the murderer. Goodbye.
I heard him, Wolf. She died at 2:30. As I told you, I was in the pool at 2:30.
Which is exactly how you prove yourself a murderer, Mr. Saunders.
Oh, I proved myself...
Even the police didn't know what time she died. Until just now. And the body wasn't found until the evening. How did you know she died between 1 and 3?
I didn't know, but...
You probably were at the pool at the time the maid drank the poisoned whiskey you put in the flask of your friend Clay Michelson.
I tell you, you're crazy.
You planned to get rid of Clay, who stood in the way of your marrying Feeler. When you came back to your room at 3 and found that the maid had drunk it instead, You stabbed her with Clay's letter opener to cover up the real cause of the murder and throw suspicion on Clay.
Oh, this is nonsense. Ridiculous.
And then, when you learned that the woman for whose love you were willing to commit murder was through with you, you took Michelson's new flask to Felia's home, confident that it would be found there.
Yes, and then he attacked me and stole that flask again in order to make it look like Fila had done it.
Exactly, Archie. Mr. Saunders, the chances are that your fingerprints will be found on that whiskey flask, and they'll be able to trace the poison to wherever you purchased it. The chances are...
Oh, no, you don't. Careful now, all of you.
Guns bore me, Saunders.
Oh, yeah? I'm leaving. You are
Clay!
Oh!
Clay.
Yes, Mrs. Michelson, your husband has been there for some time.
Clay, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well done, Mr. Michelson. I think you proved that an artist's life may indeed be exciting.
I've been an awful fool, Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Michelson, you might remember for the future that unreasoning and unjustifiable jealousy sometimes creates the very conditions that it fears.
You're being very kind to me, Mr. Wolf.
How can we ever thank you?
By prompt remittance of your check on receipt of my bill in the morning. Good day, Mr. and Mrs. Michelson.
Good day, Mr. Wolf.
Good day.
What's the matter, Archie? You look glum.
Yeah. I always have the lousiest luck.
Meaning?
A hectic case with two beautiful dames. Michelson gets one, the undertaker gets the other, and what do I get? Hey, that reminds me. You got a fee. I get paid.
You have been listening to The New Adventures of Nero Wolfe, starring Sidney Greenstreet. Tonight's transcribed story was written by Cheryl Hendricks and based on the famous characters created by Rex Stout. This is an Edwin Fadiman program, produced and directed by J. Donald Wilson. In the cast were Larry Dobkin as Archie Goodwin, and Betty Lou Gerson, Howard McNear, Dan O'Hurley, Vic Perrin, and Bill Johnstone. Next week at this same time, Nero Wolfe and Archie will bring you The Case of the Beautiful Archer. Don Stanley speaking. Three chimes mean good times on NBC. There's fun and laughs with the chimes later this evening when Ed Gardner stars in Duffy's Tavern. As usual, Duffy won't be there, but Archie the manager will definitely be on hand to spread his whimsical advice where it'll do the most damage. Tomorrow night, there's action on NBC with Herbert Marshall starring as the man called X in another exciting battle against the forces of international intrigue. Next, Sam Spade. Later, William Bendix on NBC.
Hello, this is Father Bob Warren of the Franciscan Friars of the Atonement. Thank you for listening to this rebroadcast of the Ave Maria Hour radio show. The Friars' popular Ave Maria Hour was first brought to the radio airwaves in 1939, recorded in New York City and on the mountainside grounds at Graymoor, a home in Garrison, New York. These timeless classic stories of the Bible and the lives of the saints came to life each week through dramatic reenactment by professional actors and actresses. You know, friends, Christ once said, "Do not hide your treasure under a bushel." In saying this, he meant share your gifts, share your talents. The Friars of the Atonement feel the message in these broadcasts remains as powerful and timely as when they were originally aired, and we are so happy to be able to share them with you today. To learn more about the missions and ministries of the Friars of the Atonement, I invite you to visit our website, www.atonementfriars.org. In the meantime, sit back and enjoy this rebroadcast of the Ave Maria Hour.
St. Francis Borgia.
Francis Borgia. Any relation to the infamous Borgias? Yes. But if one branch of Borgia's broke heaven's design, then surely another branch repaired it. A reparation begun by St. Francis' grandmother, the Duchess of Gandia, and her daughter, who both renounced the world to become poor Clares, and culminated by St. Francis Borgia. From childhood, St. Francis yearned to embrace monastic life, a yearning that his father, Duke of Gandia, nipped by sending the 17-year-old Francis to the court of his cousin, Emperor Charles V. A sad day to the youthful Lord Francis, but in the sleep-quiet streets, he heard and saw again in his mind's eye the fearless figure of Ignatius, standing in his coarse gray tunic, impervious to the mockery of the crowds.
Hey, soldiers of Jesus, Jesuits! Rope all the sacks together and jump them! Los Pensacados! Los Pensacados!
And now, thought Francis, Los Ensacados, the people in sacks, have the Father Ignatius in Rome as its general. And he wondered why men mocked these soldiers of Jesus. And as his eyes glanced from heaven to earth, he saw a light in his window, and he knew that his beloved wife, Eleanor, waited up for him.
Francis? Francis, is that you?
Eleanor. What are you doing up at this late hour?
I could ask the same of you.
Oh, I stopped to speak to Father Anthony. I can't begin to tell you what a deep spiritual kinship I feel for him.
You know, Francis, you are a Jesuit at heart. Would you like to become one, in fact?
My beloved, with you by my side, I don't want to become anything except a better man. Doing the Lord's work the layman's way.
But there aren't enough hours in the day to do all you're trying to do.
I think I'm succeeding a little. Now, go to bed, please, my dear. That cold worries me.
I'll go to bed If you promise you won't sit at your desk until dawn.
But I've got to read the decisions of the judges to make sure they administer justice impartially. I've got to draw up plans for new school buildings and seminaries. But days have so many interruptions,
Oh,
my
they
dear.
wouldn't. If you didn't insist on personally seeing everyone and anyone, debtors, beggars, sick, poor, surely you could delegate this authority to someone else.
I wouldn't, Eleanor, even if I could.
But why? It would lighten your day.
I'd worry about all those that might have been turned away. Besides, Eleanor, I'm afraid of delegating authority. It makes a man the judge of who shall be helped and who shall not be. Too often he develops a God complex that acts in reverse of all that's godlike. He becomes cold, authoritarian, cruel, almost inhuman.
But you can't be judge, father, and protector of the people. You're only one man.
Now, please, go to bed and get some rest. And don't worry about me.
You've aged 10 years since your viceroyalty appointment.
And you, my beloved, look as young and as beautiful as the first day I met you. And I want you to stay that way. So good night. Good rest. And God keep you. Father Anthony.
Good morning, my lord.
Oh, please, Father, no titles.
What would you like me to call you? Brother Francis?
I'd like nothing better. Oh, forgive me, I see you're busy.
A sermon. I'm to give it at the seminary tomorrow, but it's about finished. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
You've come from Mass and Communion?
Yes.
The criticism of some of our theologians doesn't seem to bother you.
Well, it did at first, especially when they said it was presumptuous of a layman like me, concerned in the affairs of the world, to receive the body of our Lord so often.
There's always someone to challenge us when we depart from the traditional.
Yes, I suppose. But Father Ignatius is of the opinion that frequent communion is the best means to cure disorders of our souls and to raise them to perfect virtue.
Then you heard from him?
Yes. Last week, before I went to visit my father.
How is the Duke?
Why, that's what I've come to talk to you about. I leave for Gandia today.
Your father is dying?
I'm afraid so.
And you will be the new Duke of Gandia?
Yes. Oh, I shall miss the people of Catalonia.
And they shall miss you even more.
Father, it's those people I wish to talk to you about now. I've drawn up a list of their names. They're going to have crises, some severe ones, in the months to come.
I know.
Here is a list of their names and the money each is to receive. Will you see, as their needs arise, that they get it? I'm afraid if I give it to them now, all in one lump, they'll...
You understand the weakness of man.
It's hard, Father, for a man to be strong when he has nothing, and never has had anything.
Your Grace... You're truly a remarkable man.
In God's language, man has no titles except brother.
Yes, and we're our brother's keeper. I'll carry out your instructions. God bless you, and Godspeed.
As Duke of Gandia, Francis encouraged the recently approved Society of Jesus. In addition to founding a Jesuit convent in Gandia, he also built a Dominican college in Lombardy, repaired the hospital, and busied himself from sunup until sundown with the care of his people. But to none did he give more faithful care than to his dying wife.
Francis? Francis?
Eleanor, my beloved, I thought you'd never wake up.
Have I been asleep long?
All time is long since your illness. Oh, you're going to get well, aren't you?
If it is God's will. What's the matter? Why do you stare like that?
Don't leave me, beloved. Don't leave me. Not yet.
If it is His will for me to die and you to live, there must be a purpose in His design.
There always is. Only the children, what will they do without you?
They'll have you to love and guide them. And then when they're old enough to spread their own wings...
Yes.
Well, then you can spread yours and fly at long last from a world you never wanted into the world of the church.
Oh, but I'm afraid I don't qualify. I who have known the love of you and my children.
Then you have forgotten the Gospels and the words of St. John, who tells us God is love, and he who dwells in love dwells in God, and God in him.
Still, I'm an unlikely candidate for the priesthood.
Yet you have lived a holy life. You've devoted your life to others.
I've had the wealth and the titles to do it with.
So do others, and yet they do nothing except intrigue for more wealth and more titles.
Well, that's because they can't see that their accumulations only add to the gilded tortures of their life.
You see so much, my husband, yet you're blind to your own worthiness. No man is worthier of the name Father or to wear the habit of the priest. Art. And the purity shines through. So go. Go, my husband. It is time to prepare yourself. For I go too. Soon. Very soon. Very soon.
When Francis recovered from the shock of his wife's death, he devoted himself to easing the grief of his children. Step by step, he led them back into the sunshine of life that belongs to youth. Not until then did he begin to make plans that he now discussed with Father Anthony as they sat by the fountain in the ducal garden.
Father, as you well know, there is no life I yearn to embrace more than that of an itinerant Jesuit preacher.
It's a hard life you've chosen. The society is in need of teachers, too, in its colleges. And as a teacher, you won't have to be dependent upon the alms of others as an itinerant preacher. At times, you won't even have a roof over your head.
Heaven will be my roof. The hardships give me no concern. It's my children and my other obligations that I'm duty-bound to fulfill before I can answer the call.
How long do you think this will take?
About 4 years. The children will be old enough then. I plan to send my petition of admittance to Father Ignatius.
A duke turned Jesuit will be the sensation of the day.
I'm not interested, Father, in creating a sensation.
I know, my son, but it will stir the imagination of the people.
But there are formalities I must adhere to before I can take this step. I must get the Emperor's permission to turn over my titles and estates to my eldest son. And I must get a brief from the Pope, which will allow me to spend 4 years in the world after taking my first vows, so that I might fulfill my obligations as a father and as a subject of the Emperor, as well as a guardian of my people.
I know that Father Ignatius and the Pope will honor you for your consideration.
Then I will write to him this day.
A day that I'm sure the world will someday bless.
While Francis awaited Father Ignatius' formal reply, he crowded his days with study, with prayer, penance, and the care and instruction of his children.
And you, my eldest son, as the next Duke of Gandia, you will bear the responsibility of... Come in. Father Anthony, you have news for me?
Yes, the communication from Rome.
At last. at long last. Oh, thank you, Father. And now, if you will excuse me.
If you take it to the chapel to read and give thanks, I excuse you, my son.
Thank you, Father Anthony. With what great joy, my son, I welcome you. The Pope approves your remaining in the world until you have fulfilled your obligations. And I congratulate you on using this time to study and to take the degree of doctor. In due time, Father Anthony will receive your first vows in the ducal chapel.
In the eyes of the Church, you are now Brother Francis. Though in the eyes of the world, you are still Duke of Gandia.
But not much longer, Father Anthony. I've only to wait for the Emperor's permission to make over my estates and titles to my son Charles. And when I receive it...
Yes?
Well, I will go to Rome and throw myself at the feet of the saintly Ignatius to do his command.
I'm afraid, my son, you're not even going to complete your noviceship if you don't take better care of your body.
This sinful body is of no concern.
But it is the concern of your Creator, who gave you both soul and body, and it is to him you will have to give good account of both. For his sake, you should not weaken it.
I weaken it to make my soul and spirit strong. How can this sinful body contemplate teaching and preaching spiritual perfection to others without its own purification?
Not by destroying your health. If Father Ignatius were here, he'd tell you that a sound mind and a sound body is the most useful instrument in serving God. You will need all your bodily strength for the years of hardship ahead, so preserve it. Preserve it.
In 1551, a scant 5 years after his wife's death, the 40-year-old Duke of Gandia shaved his head and beard and put aside his royal raiment to wear the coarse habit of the Jesuit. And now he who gave of his riches depended upon alms for bread and straw for a bed. And everywhere he went with his bell, calling the people to God and the children to catechism, his great humility left an aura of saintliness and a revitalized faith behind him. From Spain he traveled to Portugal, and his fame traveled before him.
My brothers and my sisters and all my children, come you. Make way for the saint. There he is, Juan, my son, St. Francis Borgia. Remember, always you have seen a saint. Quiet! Quiet! Hear the saint speak. My brothers, you do me honor I ill deserve. Hell and not heaven is my due. Sinner and not saint is my only title. Only a man of God, only a true saint would say that. My brothers, I repeat, I am not worthy. Hell is my due, and men and even dumb animals should cry it out after me. I try to humble myself in spirit at the feet of Judas, but I feel unworthy to approach even this traitor whose feet were washed by the Savior. I humbly beseech you to consecrate your mind and will to the service of the Creator under the leadership of Jesus Christ. An earthquake! Run! Run! It's an earthquake! Don't be afraid. Put your trust in the Lord, and neither the earthquake nor the lightning strike will harm you. Seek for the aid of divine grace, the salvation and perfection of your own soul. to shine. And labor with your neighbor for the salvation and perfection of his soul. The sun does shine. The earth stands still.
But then, to honor him further, the King of Portugal petitioned the Pope to make him a cardinal. In distraction, Father Francis wrote to Father Ignatius, who replied thus.
You ask, my son, can you in conscience oppose the desire of the Pope to make you a cardinal? In conscience, you may pronounce the solemn vows which will bind you to refuse such dignities, save at the formal command of the Pope, who I know loves you much too well to cause you this distress. As for definite news of my health, I must answer in truth that it fails me. Father Lainez will doubtlessly be elected to succeed me. I know he will have your loyalty and devotion as you have his. God bless you, my son. God bless you, Father Ignatius.
And soon the years of Father Francis' teaching and preaching came to an end. Father Lainez recalled him to Rome as Vicar General, and when the Pope sent Father Lainez to the Council of Trent, Father Francis took over his duties as general. On the death of Father Lainez, he was formally elected to that office. So great was the progress of the Jesuits under his government that he has sometimes been called its second founder.
Now, Father Pedro, will you stop that drumming? Now, how do you expect me to concentrate on this curriculum?
I don't. That's why I keep drumming. I want you to go to bed.
What time is it?
It's after 3.
I've got to finish this work.
Isn't it enough that you've established new houses and colleges in over a dozen provinces without personally concerning yourself with their direction and curriculum?
No, hardly enough. Now, please, go to bed so I can finish this?
Not tonight, General.
Father Pedro, now you know how I hate that title.
Take your choice. Either I sit here drumming and calling you General, or you go to bed. Do you think you're made of iron, that you can expose yourself all day to the pestilent fever that rages in Rome?
I will not ask my brothers to do what I will not do myself.
No. Nor would you expect of others all that you expect of yourself, General.
All right. I give up. You win. Good night, Father Pedro, and my right hand.
Good night, Father.
After 5 years of unremitting toil, illness forced him to try to resign, a resignation his brothers would not accept. And then the Pope sent him on a goodwill embassy with Cardinal Bonelli to the courts of Europe. And everywhere the crowds clamored to hear this living saint. But the fatigue he suffered on this long trip was too much for his frail body. 2 days after he returned to Rome, his 22 years in the service of Jesus Christ came to an end. A glorious end. A recognized saint in his own lifetime, and one of the patron saints, whose name is invoked against earthquakes.
St. Francis Borgia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ringing of that phone bell brings you mystery, adventure.
Nero Wolf's office, Archie Goodwin speaking. Willie Inch, did you say? Just a second. Do you want to talk to a fellow named Willie Inch, which I doubt?
No.
He says he's got to see you. Got to.
Who is he?
Well, I'll ask. Mr. Wolf doesn't recognize your name, Mr. Inch. He wants to know who you are. Just a second, I'll tell him. Mr. Inch says he's a sneak thief. He says you never heard of him, but he's heard of you. Should I tell him to get lost?
Wait a minute, Archie. Ask him what he wants.
Inch, Mr. Wolf wants to know what you want to see him about. A phony murder rap. Says a phony murder rap.
It'd have to be, wouldn't it, Archie?
How do you mean?
Phony, I mean. Did you ever hear of a sneak thief committing murder if it could possibly be avoided? Yes, Archie. Tell Mr. Inch. I'll listen to his story.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that renowned genius who is the bulkiest, balkiest, most ponderous, and most brilliant detective in the world. Yes, none other than that chair-borne mass of unpredictable intellect, Nero Wolfe, created by Rex Stout and brought to you in a new series of adventures over this NBC network in the person of Mr. Sidney Greenstreet.
When Mr. Wolf and I talk about this little difficulty, he calls it the case of Archie Goodwin and how he got hooked. However, I call it the case of the disappearing diamonds. I prefer my title. He prefers his. Anyhow, it started with an improbable character named Willie Inch.
That'll be our sneak thief, Archie. Let him in.
Okay, boss.
Okay?
Inch?
Yeah.
Come in. In there. I'll follow you. Mr. Wolf, this is your client.
Mr. Inch?
Yeah.
Tall fellow. Must be over 6'6". Sit down.
Where?
Archie?
Here, Mr. Inch. This ought to be comfortable.
Well, Mr. Inch?
Look, Mr. Wolf, they're going to claim that I killed a woman I never even touched. And I'm going to fry for something I never even done.
All right, Mr. Inch, how did you kill her?
I didn't. I never killed nobody in my life.
Mr. Inch, you say you're a thief. Can you prove it?
I got a record. Why?
I was wondering about that bulge in your pocket.
Oh, here? It's a silver cigarette lighter, ain't it? I guess it sort of dropped into my pocket as I was going by. You see the way it happened.
Never mind, Mr. Inch. Now tell me how you didn't kill the woman for whose murder you will fry.
Well, Mr. Wolf, sir, it was like this. There was, people and music. So I locked the door.
So go on.
Let him tell it his own way, Archie. Well, Mr. Inch?
So that's the mistake I make.
Mistake?
Maybe I leave my fingerprints on the door.
So?
So same room. And they look for fingerprints. And they find mine. I'm it. So the chair.
I see. Pitiful case, isn't it, Archie?
Very, very mournful.
Inch.
Yes, sir?
I presume you came away with some souvenirs?
Oh, nothing. It wasn't worth the trouble. Just odds and ends, junk.
Have you got the junk with you?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Here.
Cigarette case, platinum. Lighter, gold. Vanity case, gold. That's all?
Positively.
Junk, the man says.
I promise nothing, Mr. Inch, but it might be better if you told the truth.
Me?
You.
Oh, well.
One square-cut emerald ring.
I just happened to find it. Here's something more.
A pewter ashtray.
Look, the room is dark. I can't see. Piles of coats under beds and hats and handbags. I take what I find.
Why didn't you turn on the lights?
One of these big standing lamps. You know what I mean.
Go on.
I bump into it, and it scares the living... it scares me.
So?
I turn the switch. It don't work.
Archie.
That sounds like the law, boss.
The law.
Stay right where you are, Willie. May I suggest that there is a way to find out, Archie?
Okay. We don't want any.
Good morning, Goodwin. You remember me, your old friend, Inspector Kramer? 2 gentlemen with me are also with the department, Pearlie and Ostrakovich. May we come in?
What do you want?
We want a murderer, and we want some rocks worth $250,000. Does that answer your question?
What makes you think you'll find all those goodies here?
Come in, men. We know Willie Inch is here. Where is he?
Now, just a second.
We're coming with you, Goodwin.
Okay, Inspector, come along.
Well, Archie?
The law.
That's Willie. No weapons? Okay, just put the cuffs on him.
Inspector Kramer.
Oh, yes. Hello, Wolf.
I want to tell you something about this man whom you and your men have so bravely captured in my office.
You don't need to tell me about him, Wolf. We know about him.
Do you indeed?
Yes. We know he killed Mrs. Florence Avery March and stripped $250,000 worth of diamonds off her. That's all we need to know.
I didn't do no such a thing.
Where's the ice, Willie?
I never even seen none, honest.
Take him away, boys. I'll make the charge when I get back to my office.
Wait. Mr. Wolf, sir.
Take him.
Look, I ain't done nothing, I tell you.
Inspector Kramer.
Yeah. We're going to have a little talk now, aren't we?
If necessary.
How do you mean?
Explain, Archie.
Mr. Wolf means you're going to have a little talk, if necessary.
Very funny. I will now draw up a chair and show you why it's necessary. In the first place, $250,000 worth of diamonds makes it necessary.
Archie, if you please, a bottle of beer.
Okay. Will the inspector name his poison?
You know I never drink on duty.
And just for me, Archie, please.
On my way. While I opened a bottle of imported beer, it occurred to me that I had something to be grateful for. At least I wasn't in Willie Inch's enormous shoes. And as I went back to the office, I had time to wonder why Mr. Wolf would stick his fat neck out for a no-good like Willie.
Thank you, Archie, and sit down, Archie. Inspector Kramer has a theory that may amuse you.
Nero Wolf's office. It's for you, Inspector.
Hello, Kramer. Yeah? A gold cigarette holder? That's all? Okay.
Inspector, do you...
Would you care to hear it?
I can hardly wait.
Okay. My theory is that both Wolf and you are receivers of stolen property and possibly guilty of murder conspiracy.
So far, you got me in stitches.
Willie Inch with a wreck, Mrs. Florence Avery Marsh. He strangles her and grabs everything else that's lying around, and then what?
Is it a question?
I'll tell you what.
He will, too. Archie, listen.
Then Inch brings the stuff here, the stuff that's piled on Wolf's desk, and...
Mrs. Florence Avery March. The suspect was already in custody, caught at the home of Nero Wolf, well-known probable hands of a surgeon or a laboratory worker. He seemed annoyed at the inconvenience we caused him, but that was only natural.
That's the story, Mr. Wolf. I don't see how I can add anything more to it.
You had known Mrs. March for several years, huh?
Casually.
When you broke the door open, was it difficult?
Not very.
You were the first into the room?
There were 3 or 4 of us. We pushed in together.
You saw the body of Mrs. March immediately?
She was lying across the bed that was heaped with coats and hats and handbags.
You knew she was dead?
Of course not. In fact, somebody else discovered that she had been choked to death.
And who discovered that the diamonds were gone?
I don't know. I didn't.
Were there many diamonds, Mr. Stark?
No, just a few, but big ones. She wore them on a pendant around her neck.
Mr. Stark, I want to thank you again for having been so patient.
I have been patient, Mr. Wolf. I have my own business to attend to.
Which is?
Oh, I have a small but hopeful enterprise. Electronics, tubes for radio and television, mostly experimental.
Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Stark. When you entered the bedroom, was the light on or off?
Let me see. Of course, it was on. It must have been on. Why?
Just curiosity, Mr. Stark.
Oh? Anything more?
That's all, except thank you for coming here. Archie, will you take Mr. Stark to the door?
Mr. Stark departed like a man who'd been delayed by a petty annoyance. A few minutes later, the door buzzed, and I went expecting anything. Anything but what was standing on the threshold when I opened up. A honey blonde. Or, to put it another way, a blonde honey. I said hello. No, more like hello.
Are you Mr. Wolf?
I'm his assistant, Archie Goodwin, and what can we do for you?
Well, I'm Valerie Ladd.
And I'm Archie Goodwin. Or did I tell you that?
Well, that's exactly where I came in. Well, I mean, where I thought you were going to ask me to come in.
Oh, come in. I'm sorry.
How is he? Is he here?
Wolf?
Mm-hmm.
Does he know you?
No.
Is he expecting you?
No.
I see.
Of course you don't see, do you? Well, this is it, Mr. Goodwin. I'm a writer. Well, I may not look like it, but that's what I am. And I want to do a profile, a character study of Mr. Wolf for a magazine.
Oh.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, you see, there's a writer named Rex Stout.
Oh, I know. He's written a lot about Nero Wolf, but, well, can't I write about him, too?
I don't know if he's going to like it, but you can't be shot for trying. Come on. Mr. Wolf, this is Valerie Ladd.
Pardon me for not rising, Miss Ladd. It is not impolite. It is merely impracticable.
Miss Ladd wants to write about you for a magazine.
Please, Mr. Wolf.
Nonsense.
Mr. Wolf, if I could just spend a few hours with you, that would be enough.
Would it indeed?
Oh, yes.
Have you written much, Miss Ladd?
Oh, reams.
You know, the habits of writers interest me.
The habits?
Yeah, the writing habits. For instance, do you use a pen or a pencil? Do you dictate, or like most writers, do you do your own typing?
Mr. Wolf, if you knew the hours and days and years that I've pounded a typewriter.
Of course. Archie.
Yes, sir?
Why don't you take Miss Ladd up and show her the orchids?